Hi, welcome back to the Power of Model Drawing. We are back to our lower primary level model drawing. So let's look at practice problem 1. So I hope that you have attempted to draw the model before you watch this video. Okay, so let's look at number 1 and let's see how do we draw out this problem. It's actually a very simple problem. At a party, there was an equal number of adults and children immediately, equal concept. Alright, in 2019, I taught you about how to draw a model with equal concept. So you have two rectangles that are identical. Now, after 42 children left, there were 3 times as many adults as children. So you have adults, which is 3, and the children has 1. So this is a before and after problem. Right, so if it's a before and after problem, there is a method that replaces model drawing, which is the table method that you will learn in upper primary. Okay, but because it's model drawing lesson, so I don't teach the table method at this moment, so we will just focus on the drawing. So how many adults were there at the party? Alright, so this is a before and after. So every time when you have a before and after problem, you need to consider a very important question. Alright, if you don't think about this question, you cannot continue. So what is unchanged? Now, you have 42 children left. Are there any adults who left? There are no adults who left, so the adults are unchanged, and that is important because you're going to use that to draw your model. Alright, so let's start the first sentence. So there were equal number of adults and children, so you draw a rectangle. This is the adult and this is the children. Equal number means 2 identical rectangles, and every time I show equal, there's a dotted line that I like to use to show that they are equal. Alright, and of course, when you start your drawing, make sure that they are at the same side. You start your drawing at when you start your drawing, it's always a line. They all begin at the same starting point, and then equal rectangles means they end at the same ending point. Alright, that's why I use the dotted lines to show you where they end. After 42 children left, so just cut here, and this is the 42 children who left. Okay, who left. And then what happens? There were 3 times as many adults as children. So the adults did not leave, right? So the adults still remain. So there'll be 3 times or 3 boxes, 3 units. So you can either count the 3 boxes or you can just put 3 units inside. And then the children, how many children were at the party in the end? So that'll be over here. So these are the children who remain. Okay, remain at the party. And that is 1 time, which is 1 unit. And the adults has no change, so the adults is still the same. So before, at first, still the same adult, and in the end, it's still the same number of adults. Okay? Alright, so how many adults were there at the party? So you draw until here already, so you need to put the question mark, which is like this. So how many adults were at the party? And you have drawn the whole problem. Okay, you look at the model, and then you use the model to work out your statements. So every time you draw a model, one of the ways to continue doing is to look for difference. All right, look for the differences. Like compare the units, compare the numbers, and find the difference. So for example, you can see that this is 1 unit, and so how many more is 3 units than 1 unit? So how many more is that? So that will be 2 units more. So you compare the units and you find the difference. And the 2 units more is also 42, right? And you can start to write your unit statements. So 2 units is 42, your 1 unit is 42, and then you divide by 2, and your 1 unit is 21. So can you find the adults? Yes, the adult has 3 units. So 3 units will be 21, and you times 3, and you get 63 adults. And there you go. A problem has become simple because of model drawing. Okay, so let's go on to the next problem. Now, Mr. Ong packed 392 notebooks into 2 boxes, A and B. When he moved 20 notebooks from A to B, there were 7 times as many books in B as in A. So in the end, 7 boxes in B and 1 box in A. So how many notebooks were there in box A at first? Okay, so what do we do? Now, this is a before and after problem again. So which means that you have to think about what is unchanged. You take out the books from B and put into A, so the box A becomes lesser. And your box B becomes more. But is the total still the same? Yes, so total unchanged. Alright, so you're going to have two sets of model. But sometimes you can also combine the two models together. Alright, so it depends on how you want to draw. So I'm going to make two sets of model. Okay, so how does it look like? So it will look like this. So you have before. So Mr. Ong packed 392 books in A and B. So I do not know which box has how many or which box has more. So I'm going to assume. So maybe box A has more. I don't know. Maybe. Or maybe box A has lesser. And box B more. Okay, more. Okay, so this is assumption. So I'm just assuming. Alright, it could be wrong. So box A has more than box A has less than box B at first. But I know that total is 392. Okay, alright. So after he moved 20 books from A to B, alright, so which means that you're going to what? Cut away 20, alright, cut away 20 from box A and then move to B, right? Move to B. Okay, now if you're not sure how to draw this sentence, the moving, right? The moving of the 20 books from A to B. You don't know how to draw. Jump. Okay, you can always jump. Okay? Alright. Then there were 7 times in box B than box A. So that is your after. So every time you're not sure how to draw the sentence, then you jump. So you have box B, 7 boxes. So you draw a bit longer. Why a bit longer? Because box B now has more already. So you cut into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then box A has lesser already, which is 1. Okay? But is the total still the same? Yes, total is still unchanged. Alright, so important lesson here, if you don't know how to draw the sentence, or you don't know how to put the number in the model, like moving 20 from A to B, then you jump, skip, and draw the other sentence that are easier to draw. Okay, so you're until here. So how many books were there in box A at first? So your question mark will be to find this. Alright, how many books in box A at first? Okay, now, the model is done already, right? You have completed the whole drawing, and from the model, even if you can't get the answer, you can still get simple steps. Like you look at the after, and what do? Can you count the boxes, all the units? So there are a total of 8 units, right? So altogether there are 8 units. So your 8 units is equal to 392. So what is 1 unit? So you take 392 and then you divide by 8. And do your working. So 392 divided by 8 and you get 1 unit is 49. And you can find a lot of things. So box A has how many at first? Box A has 49. Box A has how many in the end? 49. And then box B has how many in the end? There'll be 7 units. So you take 7 units is equal to 49 and then you multiply by 7. So 49 times 7 and you get 343. So box B has 343 in the end. Okay? Alright, now remember you take out 20 books from A. Yeah, you take out 20 books from A and you move to B. Am I correct? Okay, so can you find how many in box A at first? So what do we do? Well, you can do something like this, right? You want to find box A how many at first, right? So you have to work backwards. So let's have a little box here, okay, to help you to understand better. So this is the question mark, which is at first. How many in box A? You take out 20, so you minus 20. So how many left in box A? 49. Okay, 49. So now can you see how many in box A at first? You work backwards. 49 plus 20, and you will get 69. So there are 69, right? 69 books in box A at first. So over here, 69. Alright, so you actually got the answer already for this question. But let's do some more, right? Mr. want to check whether is the answer correct. So how do we check whether the answer is correct? Now, if there are 69 books in box A at first, then how many in box B at first? You take total and you minus 69. So 392 minus 69 and you get 323. So you have 323 books in box B at first. And what happened to this box B? You put 20 books from box A and you put into box B. So you take 323 and you plus another 20 more, and do you get 343, which is in the end? So box B has 343 in the end. So your answer is correct. So that's checking. Alright? So what's your answer? 69. So how many books in box A? 69. Okay? All right, now let's go on to the next problem and let's see how we solve. Okay, looks a little complicated. Now, the females was 6 times the males. So you have 6 and the male has 1. Okay, so when you do your drawing, you need to always put the numbers there, 6 times, 1 time. And after 9, 4, 6 females left, and another 2, 3, 4 males arrive, there was an equal number of males and females. So how many people were there at the stadium at first? So once again, this is your before and after problem. So you have to draw the before and after models. Okay, so let's draw the first one. And by the way, what is unchanged? Now, everything changed because the females left. So you have lesser females. And the males arrive. More males arrive. So you have more males. So all the two groups have changed in their numbers. Okay, so how do we draw? Look at the first sentence. And you have females. And you draw a rectangle. Cut into 6. And the males will be 1. And you draw the first sentence. Now, 9, 4, 6 females left, another 2, 3, 4 males arrive. And then there was equal. So if you remember my lesson, how do you show the equal concept? Using dotted line. So I'm going to use dotted line to show where they would, the dotted line to show where to get the equal parts. Okay, so let me just do something like this. Okay, if you look carefully, I can draw my dotted line anywhere on the model. For example, I can draw something like this. Okay, something like this. Okay, something like this, for example. Okay, so you have 9, 4, 6 females left. So this is your 946 females who left. Okay, so let's call it left. So you can see that what happened to the model? What happened to the females rectangle? The females rectangle will now become shorter already. Right, so the females will now end up here. Okay, become shorter. Okay, then what else? Then how many males arrive? 243 males arrive. So you can see that you're going to stretch the box, right? Stretch this little box for the males, stretch it to the dotted line, and there will be another 234 males arrive. So you have more. All right, 233. Okay, not so nice. Let me just adjust again. So you have 234 males arrive. So you have more males. Okay, more males already. All right, so how to draw the after model? Now, the after model will be until the dotted line as well. Okay, so now you can see that this is your before and after model. All right, so you have 2 sets of model to compare. So in the end, there are equal number of males and females. Okay, so how many people were there at the stadium at first, which is over here? So that's your question mark. Okay, so now we can solve already. So how do we solve? You look at the model, and can you see how many units is this? How many units? That will be 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units, and 5 units. So you have 5 units, and that is equal to how many? That is equal to 234 plus 946. Can you see that? All right, 234 plus 946, or let me make it even more clear for you if you can't see. So you can see that your 5 units is 234 plus 946. And you will get, okay, what do you get? 234 plus 946, you get 1180. So can you find 1 unit? So your 1 unit will be 1180 and then divide by 5. So your 1 unit will be 236. All right, so how many people were there at first? Then you count the total units in the before model. So how many units are there at first? There is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, 7 units altogether at first. So 7 units will be 236, and you multiply by 7. And you will get 1,652 people at the stadium at first. And that's how you solve the problem using the before and after model. All right, so not quite hard. All right, well, of course, it's easy for Mr. Ong to draw and maybe not so for you. But how do you be like Mr. Ong, who can draw so easily? practice your drawing. All right, keep practicing your model drawing. Keep practicing drawing out the sentences. Every time you see a chance or you have a chance to draw the model, you need to draw out the sentence. The more you practice, the more you draw, what happens? You can see that you can work out the answer faster. But model drawing has to do with creativity. All right. So many times when you draw the model, you really have to be creative. Think about how to draw, right? Because your model will be different from how others draw. So, but you are still going to look at your own model and use that to solve the problem. All right. So it has to do with how creative you are. So the more creative you are, and how to be more creative. You just focus on the drawing, right? Just keep focusing on the drawing, and that's how you become more and more creative in the model drawing. All right, so I'll see you on the next Thursday, and so do continue to work on your problems. All right, the worksheets I've uploaded, attempt to do the worksheet the problems before you watch the online lessons. Okay, so I'll see you on next Thursday.